Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, or JPOG, is a 2003 park management simulation game based on the Jurassic Park franchise, released on PlayStation 2, Xbox, and PC. The speedrun community is very small, but the game itself has three main categories: Operation Genesis mode, the main campaign of the game, exercises, tutorials of the game that both teach you and challenge you, and missions, quick scenarios where you must complete a range of tasks, such as shooting dinosaurs, taking pictures, or rescuing people. Out of all the missions I've ran, Rescue Hammond is my favorite mission to run, because it's the most rage-inducing for me. It's the mission that I've reset the most, but I've also spent the most time trying to optimize. The mission itself is the 7th mission in the game you unlock. To complete the mission, you must first drive the Land Cruiser to the ranger station to grab the rifle, and then head to the visitor shelter to rescue John Hammond. Finally, you must drive to the park entrance, and then the mission will end. For all missions, time begins when we spawn into the mission, and time ends when the mission complete screen appears. At the end of this rundown, you'll see what an optimal Rescue Hammond run looks like. Essentially, you must go through the Ceratopsid exhibit, then traverse through the upper part of the Hadrosaur exhibit to first go to the ranger station, because you can't go to the visitor shelter until you grab the rifle. Now, here's where the strategy differs from casual playthroughs. Casually, you probably want to shoot the Spinosaurus so she won't kill you. Then, what I used to do on casual runs is go around the coast of the island to kill the remaining Spinosaurus wandering the plaza, and the T-Rex near the shelter, then drive to the entrance to save Hammond. When speedrunning, you want to go back through the Hadrosaur exhibit to come out near the shelter. The T-Rex is still there, so be careful not to die by her. Then, for the best time, proceed to drive backwards to the visitor center. That was the macro level strategy involved. Now let's do a rundown of specific parts of the level, because there is actually some RNG. Here's the micro level analysis of the run as we go deeper into the mission. Before I do that, I have some preliminary information to give y'all. First, at the time of recording this, the game audio has to be present in the run. Second, we don't use the in-game timer, so any time spent in dialogue boxes or the map is used against you. The in-game timer resets should your vehicle be destroyed, but as we already said, we don't use the in-game timer. If you die, just reset. Should you die 3 times or run out of time, you'll fail the mission and get this pretty funny mission fail dialog box. The 5-minute timer is ample time for the mission, as my previous time was 1 minute and 8 seconds. When we spawn in, there are 2 dialog boxes you must skip, so I recommend spamming A or X in the loading screen so you can skip them quickly. After this, we can drive. And I don't know what it is, but sometimes the Land Cruiser will be weird and unresponsive sometimes. To accelerate, you need to press the trigger, or RT. However, on this mission, I double tap it and then hold it so I don't get stuck. Just a quick aside, for some people, the driving controls in this game might feel weird. Personally, I don't notice because I've been playing this game for so long. But you have the triggers for reversing or accelerating, X or square for the horn for scaring away dinosaurs, and A and X for the camera. But in this mission, it becomes the rifle after you acquire it. Leaving the Taurosaurus and Styracosaurus exhibit should rarely give you any problem. Be aware that the Taurosaurus can destroy your cruiser. In this footage, I intentionally died to her to show you that it's possible. However, I've actually had a legit run died to one before. Another reset point, if you're trying to get a competitive time, is getting stuck on the Styracosaurus. Sometimes they'll run around or lay down on your path. Also, sometimes I experience a lag spike here. It's never caused me to crash into a dinosaur, so if you run lags, it should be no biggie. After we get through their exhibit, we can move on to the ranger station. Just know that the 2 big reset points here are running into the Styracosaurus and getting your vehicle destroyed. The actual trek to the station doesn't have much strategy other than optimal movement, so just don't hit the fences or drive up a mountain. When we get to the station, however, it's a different story. This Spinosaurus can be in various locations around the station. Sometimes, she's sleeping near it or right on the marker for picking up the rifle. Other times, she's running around it. If she somehow kills you or is sleeping on top of the marker, I recommend resetting. If you're curious where she is before you get there, you can use the mini-map or press RB, the bumper, to see her icon. When you get the rifle, there's another dialog box to skip, so only press A or X 1 time, as if you press it again, you'll enter shoot mode and lose momentum. Don't bother shooting the Spinosaurus, just keep moving. After leaving the station, we then had to go back into the Hadrosaur exhibit. Sometimes there will be 2 carnivores fighting, and the Hadrosaurs will panic and begin stampeding. If you hit a dinosaur, just reset. I should point out your car has a health bar, but it's pointless as most of the species can one-shot you, and if you hit a dinosaur you're going to reset anyway. But overall, your trek to the visitor shelter is similar to the one to the ranger station. It's just a mundane drive, and I've rarely had any resets here. Most of it is just optimal movement and trying not to crash. Next is one of the biggest reset points for me. This T-Rex will be sleeping near the shelter 90% of the time. If she isn't there, then you're extremely lucky. The marker to pick up Hammond is weird sometimes, so if you don't get on your first try, you usually have to reverse or finagle your way in. However, depending on what angle you go in, you reverse back into the T-Rex, losing you some time. The best luck is entering at an angle where she doesn't get in your way. After another dialogue box to skip, we now enter into the final part of the run. Now for the final part of the run, and my biggest reset point, going to the park entrance. The most ideal strategy is to drive backwards to the park entrance, Dukes of Hazzard style. This is faster than doing a J-turn and driving forward. However, you're at a greater risk of driving to one of the buildings, as there are some buildings such as a fountain, viewing platform, and balloon tour in your way. Very rarely does this Spinosaurus come into the plaza, so she shouldn't be a problem, and if she does chase you, she probably won't kill you. Use the minimap to see where the marker is, as you might overshoot it, and correcting yourself is very cumbersome. Not to mention, the marker to the drop-off is very precise. If you overshoot it, or undershoot it, or get stuck in one of the buildings, then I recommend resetting. But if you get to the park entrance, the mission is complete, and time stops. Congratulations, you've successfully done a Rescue Hammond run. For reference, here's my current best time on Rescue Hammond.
Great work. You can bet you'll be getting a bonus this year.
Thanks for watching the guide. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and feel free to check out the JPOG page on Speedrun.com. Thank you and have a good day.